What is up? For those that know me, it's been a while. I've spent the last year tightening my approach and really getting my strategy dialed in. And I felt like it's the right time to get back to making content and just share the charts as I see them, because I love trading, and this is why I do it, and this is why I think most people do it, apart from making some money on the side. Okay, let's get straight into the chart. Bitcoin is sitting right at a major decision zone, and it's approaching a major decision zone. And there are only really a few levels that really matter, apart from your entries. But we need to keep these areas and keep these support levels need to hold for the bullish structure actually to hold on a macro time frame. So as long as the price holds above this key level, around about that 75,000 area, and more importantly, the deeper structural level there at 70,000 and way lower down at 65,000. As you know, we've been trading in that range since about February, where we had that deep pullback. We traded in this range for a couple of months up until April, where we had the breakout, and we've had breakouts since. So reaching this local high of $82,000. So let's get into the actual reasons why I say these levels are important to hold. So if you look at a bigger time frame picture, right on the daily, the reason I'm saying that these areas are important to hold is because we were in a range right here, and you can see we traded in the range. Let me just switch off this magnet tool. So, and we broke out of this area right here, and we can actually draw a fixed range from there to there up until we receive the breakout. There you can see the value area high, value area low. And then since this point where we had this low right here at 65,000, it's just been even on the daily, higher highs, lower high, high, lower high, high. Maybe we should actually do that on a 4 hour so you can see it a little bit easier. So you can see there's that $65,000 area, and we can see right here. A high, broke that structure there, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, high, and so on. So, and at the moment, we have not broken the structure of this last, well, let's say this is probably the last higher low if you look on a daily time frame. Now, obviously, we've had lower highs here and a lower high here and a local lower low by breaking that structure. But the overall bullish structure is still intact if you go into a daily time frame. So yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned until we have this level broken right here, and I will actually show you why. So let's put on our MPOCs and our high time frame levels. You can actually see that today we had a break of this weekly level, which could mean that if we get a retest of this area, that we could be looking bearish. But it's important to look at your daily levels. We can see right here we have a previous day low, which we've broken. So a scenario that could play out is we could go up to where this VWAP area is, or this previous day low area, reject there, and that could be a very good place to take a short trade. But I always say, you got to look at what your structure is doing. You got to look at what your levels are and make informed decisions. Don't just blindly long, don't just blindly short. For me, the local structure at the moment is a little bit bearish since that drop, and I actually took a short yesterday at this point there. I saw that there was a break of that value area low, and my order flow software was telling me that that there was a lot of shorts accumulating or a lot of volume accumulating at, let me try and find that point yesterday. It was, yes, on this very big breakdown. I was looking at this half an hour volume candle, and I could see volume was actually building lower here, and it was 349,000 on the USD chart, and there wasn't a lot of volume there, and all of a sudden we had volume starting to build there, and I actually took a short scalp there, and I think I closed out when the structure started coming up again here. I think I closed out, got a stop out in profit. So I don't want to make this video very long, but let me show you what my key levels are. So if we go on to the 4 hour, and I'm going to actually just put on my current ranges. So let me draw the current ranges for you. So the way that I'm seeing it is that we had a couple of ranges here. We had a range that we broke out of right here, and I'll draw that range for you, and I'll draw it up until the point that we broke down yesterday. So for me, there was a value area low right here. You can see I've got my ranges drawn out there, and we had another range right here. Okay, so I'll draw my value area. Yeah, we can draw it from probably about there up until the point that we broke out. So, okay, give or take a couple of ticks. So there we go. And right now, we actually got a bounce on this previous range POC. So I like the structure here. You can see on the 2 hour, we've got 25 minutes to the candle close. 1 hour is looking very good. You can see that little tail there. Let's look at the 30-minute structure. That's looking quite good. Breakout above that last bearish candle. 15-minute. Okay. Quite a bullish structure right now. So I actually did take a long on this. Just on my small Think Trader account or Think Markets account. I think I took the long there. Yeah. So by the way, if you are a South African and you are wanting to just start out on a small account, Think Markets is a South African based company. They will actually, the minimum deposit is about 250 Rand. So you can trade from 250 Rand and build your account up like that. I've actually done that quite a few times on that Think Trader. I'll put the link in the description. I'm still trading on Bybit. So check the links out. It does help the channel. It does help me out a little bit. If you're wanting to get a on-ramp for your crypto, Luno is a great way. My links are in the description. Please use the links if you like my TA. So on the higher time frame, what we could be looking at right now, and in this little long that I've taken right here, I'm going to look at what the reaction is at VWAP. I'm going to see what the reaction is at this value area high, because the scenario could be that we come and get a strong move up to VWAP, possibly that range value area high, possibly this NPOC, get a wick above, get a rejection, and further down to this value area low right here. So the levels for me to watch, and I'm already at 9 minutes on the video, so I want to keep this short. The levels for me to watch, as I said, we've got this little range right here. We've got this range right here. And if we go down to a 4 hour, there's a range for when we had that big drop in February up until when we broke out again in April. And there you can see it. Potentially, if we still hold this weekly NPOC, we still hold this bullish structure here, I think we could still see a bounce, and our structure is still bullish if we look look right here, high highs, higher lows. Now, obviously, if we break the structure right here, then we could see a deeper retracement, and the bigger targets would be to come down and test this previous range value area high, and possibly all the way down to that POC. Now, let me just remove all of these things. So I'm going to put back my support zones. And you can see why I've put these support zones right where I have. It's because of these value area lows, these value area highs, and obviously we've got the resistance above 81,000 there. But we need to keep this structure, and pause the video, mark these levels on your chart, because these are really big levels. If you look at where the NPOCs are sitting, there's a weekly POC right there, NPOC right there. We could even come below this value area low, wick onto this NPOC, and get a move up. Important to trade level by level, mark your levels on the chart, and make sure that you see some kind of reaction coming in at those levels. So let me just turn on my high time frame levels here as well, and turn off some of these NPOCs. So yeah, as I said, we've got a weekly that we've actually lost there at the moment. We've had a 4-hour close. So I'm watching what's happening right around here. That's quite a crucial area. So if we get a movement up and not a strong order flow, strong footprint chart, then I actually might take a short again at this value area low. It's a weekend, so we might have bigger moves happening during the rest of Saturday and going into Sunday. So obviously the big liquidity comes in on Monday when the CME opens, and the rest of the world actually trades on some of the bigger exchanges. Yeah, so watch this daily level where there's a lot of confluence. If we lose this area here, obviously that's the low of that range, and we come down, we're going to test low. So traded range by range and trade with a trend. Yesterday I was actually taking shorts because I saw what the daily trend was looking like. Let me just switch off these fixed ranges, because it can make the chart look a little bit dirty. Let's switch off these current ranges and these levels, and I'll just put my daily chart on. So I saw that yesterday, and let me turn this on as well. That's my default chart with the daily session breaks. So I saw coming from Thursday that we were just making lower lows, lower highs, going all the way into the start of yesterday right there. And you can see it was just coming down, and there was no strength above VWAP. There was no strength above the previous day open. Actually, the previous day open was there. I think it was close to there. No, previous day open was there, but below that previous day high. We're just making lower highs, lower lows. And when I saw we were just consolidating in this range for most of, what was it, probably the London session. Yeah, there in London session, it was just breaking that structure. The rest of the markets was actually just looking bearish yesterday as well. You can see here, I was actually trading NASDAQ as well, and just coming out of Asian session, it was just looking bearish, going into at a bit of a rise into New York, but then later into New York a drop. Gold was just absolutely bearish yesterday. So took a couple of trades on there. You can see it was way below VWAP, and there was just absolutely no strength. Everything was looking bearish except for the DXY. And I was actually favoring shorts yesterday. So even though on the long term picture, Bitcoin is still looking bullish. There is still a bullish outlook. You got to trade what the charts give you. So, a little secret for trading these charts, and especially Bitcoin, is look at your order flow. And if we look at the TPO chart, you guys that have followed me in the past know that I love trading order flow and I love trading TPO. You can see yesterday's profile was split. A lot of single prints there at that $79,000 area. And even today, we had a single print happening there around about 78,000. So I'll watch my long that I've taken. If we come into this value area low, this TPO value area low, we'll probably make our way up to those single prints. I'll see what the reaction is over there. Look at the lower time frame reactions and structure. And let's see if we can get strength above this 78,000, this current day POC. Maybe we can move to that VPOC around about 79,000. So now I always look at what's happening at the current price levels. Let's just see what's happening. Yeah. Okay, and right now, yeah, let's see if we can get some volume building over there. If we can get volume building there on this 30-minute volume profile, well, then maybe we'll get that breakout to those higher levels. Yeah, so those are my levels for today. Obviously, for me, I look at low time frame structure. I always look at the 15-minute, have a look and see if it's broken the structure there. So for me, it actually broke that structure there. That's why I took the long there. Next level that I'm going to look for, a structure break, is right there. If we reject there and come below, I think I'll just close this trade and wait for higher to come to maybe take a short trade. And obviously there we've got some structure, and then we've got to deal with that VWAP, and above that MPOC that is sitting right way above there. So there's a lot for Bitcoin to start looking bullish on the smaller term time frames, but higher term time frames we are looking quite good. So let's change down to that 5-minute. Yeah, we can see there's another right there at that day open. Like to see that broken, and possibly that. But you know what? I've never been one to do breakout trades. I always say trade the range. I like to trade the bottom of the ranges, and take that long at the POC or at your value area low. But watch the chart, decide what it's doing, look at the trend for the day, trade with the trend for the day, wait for pullbacks into like, for instance, this is still looking bearish. I would wait for a pullback into possibly this VWAP area, possibly into that MPOC. If there's no strength, I'll definitely take the short and take the profits as we go. But this video has been longer than I anticipated, so thanks for watching. For those that have stayed till the end, give me a comment. I think I'm a little bit rusty on this, so I've done it all in one take. Let me know what your suggestions are. Lately, I've been trading Bitcoin, gold, and NASDAQ, so I won't do any TA on any other pairs. But thanks for watching. Give me a like and subscribe to the channel, and so that you can get notifications for videos that are coming up. See you next time.